What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Value Hunting. We are getting ready for game week 8 as we slowly bleed out with game week 7. We had some great calls and some not so great calls. But as always, if you are new to the SORARE streets, go ahead, sign up using the link in our show notes. By signing up, you immediately get 20 free common cards, get you fired up, ready to go for free. And then if you buy 5 things in the auction, you'll also get a 6-1 free. So that's also very exciting. And if you are in our Discord, go ahead and take a look at the link because we are starting up our own private league for the Global Cup tournament that SORARE is doing for the World Cup, which is starting next week, baby. It's almost World Cup time. Are you kidding? Speaking of, I just crushed a FIFA documentary over the weekend that just shows us how bad everything really is. So that was a lot of fun. We're going to dive into game week 8, though. We're going to do a little value hunting like we do each and every week. You can go ahead and look in our show notes to sign up for Momentum Labs, which we are going to be using their projections to kind of just go out there and see if there are any sort of pieces that we can get ahead of that give us a low cap with a high projection that can give us an opportunity to play some of our better players as well. A couple of those pieces from last week that we talked about were like Peyton Pritchard, who I don't know. Pritchard did okay this weekend. I was expecting a little bit higher when Jaylen Brown got ruled out as well because he had Brown out, he had Brogdon out, but it didn't really happen. Luke Cornett was a guy that we got pretty excited about when Al Horford sat in the back-to-back. And then he played the first half, but not a lick in the second half. So that's the thing with some of these value calls is there's some high risk, high reward, but the high risk part is for real. So what we're going to do, we're going to go over to Momentum Labs now. We'll take a peek and try to find some plays under a cap of 20. I'm just kind of going to scroll through and see what pops. Of course, as always, none of this is financial advice. And it's Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which means there's still some games going on. So some weird injury stuff happens. Keep that in mind as we dive in. All right, let's get it going. The first thing I will share before we get into Momentum Labs, I'll just pull up the tournaments that we're going to be looking at today. As always, I'm going to be looking for limited cards because that is in my budget. So that's what we're going to be looking at. But again, we will have the common contender, the common champion, limited contender, limited champion, rare contender, rare champion. And then those super rares are coming soon. Also, don't forget your daily drop. You get a free common card just about every day. You just log in there and play. Hit the get your free card. Look at this. We're going to do it right now. We're doing it live. Do we want Austin Rivers, Christian Braun, Juancho, Hernan Gomez? We got Corey Joseph and Holiday. I'm going to go Christian Braun because he's a rookie and because I like the Nuggets. So we're going to grab him right here. All right. Let's go over to Momentum Labs. We're going to start with a cap of 20 and then just work our way down. See if anything pops right off the bat. Really, like the 20 spots don't move the needle for me as much as, say, like the 10 spots. Once we get down there, that's where I feel like there's some real opportunity to make some moves. And again, you got to pay attention to injury news because all it takes is someone sitting and then all of a sudden the usage gets spread around a little bit and then bang, you get an opportunity for a play. But what we're seeing so far here, we get Jeremy Sohan. This might be like the 38th time we've talked about him. Sohan is a great play from the San Antonio Spurs. His role is only going to continue to grow because as the Spurs intentionally lose games, it's not going to be because like the rookie is doing too much, right? He's going to get plenty of run, plenty of opportunity to do some stuff. The thing that I really like about Sohan, a lot of these guys, right? Like you need them to score a bunch of points and he's not necessarily going to get you a bunch of buckets, but he will get you like 8.6 rebounds, 5 assists, a couple steals and a block like almost every game. So Sohan to me feels like he has a pretty safe floor, but also the opportunity for a ceiling. So when we're talking about trying to like really achieve those ceilings in these contests, somebody like Jeremy Sohan really stands out to me. Torrey Craig's still going to pop his cap. You can see, right? That's up to 16. Listen, I mean, that's still fine. It's still a fine play. If you have Torrey Craig, continue to play him. He's now starting to get to a cap where I don't get as excited. Aaron Nembhard, though, this next guy, I know he's not in that forest green, if you will. He's not in that dark green with the cap of 16. I do want to pay attention to what Nembhard's doing. He was not someone I've been excited about a ton, but I do think, like, especially, man, Buddy Hield is going to move, right? Buddy Hield's not going to be on the Pacers this entire year, and I really do think we're going to see a lot of Halliburton, Nembhard, Benedict Mathurin. Like, that's going to be the core of the Pacers backcourt. So Nembhard's someone I want to pay attention to. His cap of 16, he's kind of up there. I wish this was down in, like, the 13 range. Whatever. He's somebody that sticks out. Next, we're seeing Kyle Anderson and Jalen Williams. So Kyle Anderson of the Timberwolves, Jalen Williams of OKC. Again, man, if this was, like, the 13 spot, I don't know. I feel a little bit better about it, but that's not my favorite. If you want to pump up Kyle Anderson a little bit, you're going to be like, hey, listen, he does a bunch of peripheral stats like we talked about Jeremy Sohan. You want to pump up Jalen Williams of OKC. You're like, at any given day, Presti's going to be like, we should sit 4 of these guys to make sure we get a loss so that they can get Wemby. If that is the case, then yeah, Jalen Williams is a great play. You're also just being like, hey, he's a rookie. People don't know how good he's going to be yet. So, okay, you can take a flyer on Jalen Williams if you want. Jalen Williams has popped almost like every week that we've done this show. So that's something to pay attention to, but not my favorite. And then we got Denny Avdia and Reggie Bullock. Sure, that's fine. Now we're starting to get to Christian Koloko. We should talk about Koloko. I believe he got dinged up, though. I think he got an injury over the weekend, so we should pay attention to that. But, right, we got Pascal Siakam is out. There was also another injury for the Toronto Bigs that I'm forgetting on right now. But we saw, like, Thad Young started, and then Otto Porter Jr. started this weekend. And that's not what they're trying to do. So I'm not concerned when you see, like, Thad Young or Otto Porter. So if those are the two guys in front of somebody like Christian Koloko, I feel like he still has room to grow. Again, check in on the injuries, but I feel like this should be a darker green, and we could just see some more run from him. However, if Koloko is out, then we can go to these guys like Thad Young, Chris Boucher, and even Otto Porter Jr. Otto Porter Jr., I feel like he doesn't have, I don't know. I'm not super stoked to put Otto Porter Jr. in there. All right, we're moving down. Damian Lee, he's got the same thing of the Suns, right? So like, Chris Paul's been out. Cam Johnson's going to continue to be out, so Damian Lee gets a little bit more run. But again, he's like pretty dependent on getting buckets. So like, if you got him, you play him. I don't think you have to go out of your way to go get him. Dwight Powell, I think we've come to the end of the road of Dwight Powell. Christian Wood is back in action. I don't know if he's caps up to 12, man. I'm not into it. I'm not into that one. Aaron Nesmith and Cam Thomas. Cam Thomas, so Kyrie, they announced he's going to miss 4 more games, right? So because Kyrie's going to be out, Yuta missed some time, but I believe he's going to be back. But because of I was really paying attention to the minutes after Ben Simmons came back. They're slowly working Ben Simmons in, but Cam Thomas is continuing to play like 22, 24, 26 minutes. And at a cap of 12, it's come down a little bit. I think Cam Thomas is a fine play there. He's got a little bit of he's cap of 12 projecting a 14.8. So it's not like awesome, but something that we can pay attention to, something that we can pay attention to as we go. All right, let's see. I'm looking for some dark green. Okay. Killian Hayes, the Detroit Pistons. Now, we need to pay attention to the Cade Cunningham injury. So Cade missed Friday and Saturday night. And I believe on Saturday, they said he was going to miss 4 more games. Now, Killian Hayes has moved into the starting lineup. The thing with Killian Hayes is he couldn't get a bucket, right? He could get some assists, he get some steals, get some rebounds, but he's not going to hit any shots. However, he hit a bunch of threes against the Celtics the other night. So Killian Hayes right there, right? He's got a cap of 10. He's got a projection of 13.4. I feel like there's a ceiling there, though. Why don't we take a look and see if we look at the marketplace right now, see what the cost of someone like Killian Hayes is. And again, man, he makes me nervous because like at any point he could go, 4 for 50 from the field. Whoa. Okay. We're not, I was going to say, look at that 14.49. That feels like too much, but let's go ahead and look at what the lowest cost is. 35. Oh, yes. Killian Hayes is a great play. Yes. Cade Cunningham is going to miss a bunch of games in a row. $35 feels like a lot. That's all I'll say. All right, let's keep moving. We got some dark green. The aforementioned Thaddeus Young. All right, let's take a look at Thaddeus Young in the marketplace and see what his price point is right now. Thad is going for $14. Listen, that was a little Christopher Walker, $14. We pointed out Thad Young the other day, and I think he was like $4. So that's kind of nice that there's still room to run on some of these. So Thad Young, I mean, again, you got to pay attention. If Christian Koloko is going to miss some time, right? If he's going to be out for a little bit, this is a really good play. Really good play if Koloko is going to miss some time. All right, you could see Thad Young. We talked about. Oh no, that was Cam. No, that was Thad Young. Excuse me. Delano Banton. Okay, Wesley Matthews, Usman Dang. Okay, here we go. Quentin Grimes. Quentin Grimes has moved his way into the starting lineup over Evan Fournier for the New York Knickerbockers, who got smoked today by Oklahoma City. Look at Quentin Grimes. He's got a low ask of $7, a cap of 8 right here. Okay. Cap of 8, but a projection of 16. For reference, we were talking about like Thad Young had a cap of 9, projected a 17.5. Okay, that was a bad example. Killian Hayes, though, projection of 13 with a cap of 10. So there you go. Quentin Grimes may be a better play. Luke Cornett's popping a little bit. I think that has more to do with the Al Horford news where he missed the game, but that was more on a back-to-back. So I'm going to ignore this Luke Cornett stuff. Here we go. Romeo Langford, Jonathan Kuminga, and Isaac Okoro all popping a little bit. If we go over to Lank City, Romeo Langford is going to continue to get some run because the Spurs are bad. So all of those Spurs guys, you're not going to play a bunch of them, but they're going to get a lot of run. Look at this. Kappa 7, $5.37. Langford, I mean, this is a true Hail Mary play, right? This is like you're trying to get, this is a low cap of 7. It allows you to play some other guys, and then you're just going to hope he plays like 30 or so minutes. But again, for a cap of 7 projection of 11, I don't hate it. I don't hate it. And then you get Kuminga down here with a cap of 6. The thing with the Warriors right now, though, they are just very confused what to do with their second unit. Their second unit's been very bad. So it's hard to rely on anything that Jonathan Kuminga is doing right now. I don't love the Kuminga action. But for me, I think some of our best plays heading into this week, paying attention to the injuries, we got Killian Hayes, we got Koloko, I think is a great call. And as we scroll through here, and I'm realizing now, I'm hoping y'all could see that. Oh, who is that y'all? Who am I? Hoping y'all could just see like what those numbers look like. Hoping you can see that okay. It looks like you can. Let's do one more scroll. Thaddeus Young, Killian Hayes. Those ones really stood out to me. Damian Lee, like the Suns guys of Lee and Torrey Craig. And then why don't we just scroll up just a little bit more? See, Jeremy Sohan definitely had cap of 16 is someone that still sticks out. But after that, slim pickings, all right? Like as we're now getting like deeper into the NBA season, the rotations are filling out a little bit. I think it's really important to pay attention to the weekend injury news. And if we get any sort of movement, we should make a run off of that and make some like quick decisions based off of that. Just a reminder too, we'll be here tomorrow at 5:30 Eastern doing a live before lock as we get ready for game week 8. But I just want to make sure we get some of these value plays out there before it was too late. Get that info out there now. Also say, why don't we give away a limited card? If you've stayed into all of this episode so far, if you've paid attention this whole time, let's give away a little limited. Let's give away one of our limiteds. We got a couple of Peyton Pritchards. It's not going to be that. Desmond Bain, Kuminga we talked about. How about Josh Green? We'll give away a Josh Green here with a cap of 13. Dallas Mavericks fine. Josh Green. How do you qualify for this? Just do me a favor and comment on this video. Tell me who your favorite value play is. So for shot at a Josh Green limited, tell me your favorite value play. Make sure you subscribe to Team Hold if you haven't done that. And then a reminder, Mondays and Fridays at 5:30 Eastern, we do a live before lock show. We're going to have some special guests this week as we break down all the late breaking NBA injury news, make our lineups together, and get those locks in before game week 8 gets started. So join us tomorrow at 5:30 Eastern. Thanks for being here, and good luck. Good luck. Let's get some W's.